Wasn't it Sinatra, one of Sinatra's arrangers that he had used for a while?
Sammy Nestico, who wrote for Count Basie and Frank Sinatra, and he wrote the opus that as I call it, of Stairway to Heaven. I said, this is like an opus in 3 parts. I want 3 different feelings in this as we tell the story, which of course is unintelligible. I mean, nobody knows what Stairway to Heaven really is. Even Jimmy Page, who wrote it and was reputed to be involved in witchcraft, and so some of the images seem to be possibly connected to witchcraft, but I went over every word, every syllable with a fine tooth comb, and I didn't see anything that I thought could be attributed to witchcraft or drugs. And I changed one line at the very end, and I won't even go into it now. It's almost, you wouldn't notice it. Only Jimmy Page might have noticed that I changed it to give it a spiritual, almost a biblical finish, the Stairway to Heaven. But then Enter Sandman with a Metallica song. Every one of the artists loved what I did with their songs because I treated their songs as real good music, which was the whole concept. And the college kids across the nation, they were the ones that went out and grabbed the album immediately. I went to number 3 on the Rolling Stone alternative chart, which really is the college chart, and immediately just zoomed up to number 3 on number 6 on the hard rock, really hard rock chart, because these were all the hard rock classics, but done with big band jazz arrangements. I mean, I was really proud of having come up with a concept that nobody else had thought of. Several have tried to do something similar since. Tom Jones, Paul Anka, trying to do take alternative songs and do different types of treatments, but they didn't have near the success that album of mine did, but just in a metal mood.
No, and I'd like to, if we could, switch over and talk about some of your political activism, but before we do that, I just want to let everyone know that they can purchase all of these albums at Pat's Gold, which is your label, for everyone that doesn't know, patsgold.com. Mm-hmm. And Ready to Rock is out there, and Glory Train, and just about every Pat Boone album that was released over the past couple decades.
Patriotic, American Glory, the great patriotic songs. I'm the only guy, and this will lead us into some political discussion if you like.
Sure.
I'm the only guy in 50 years, and this is sad to say but true, the only guy in 50 years to record all of America's great patriotic songs, including the military anthems, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine songs. And I sang them with great pride and gratitude and big orchestra and chorus. And it's the only album, not only musical, the CD, but a DVD. We put it into a 2-disc package, video and audio CD, called American Glory. And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, it's a really great album. You have some sort of contemporary kind of songs on there too. There's only one thing I wish you had, one song I wish you had added on there, because I didn't know you sang this, but I saw an old YouTube clip of a live performance from '87, I think it was, or '88, of you singing "God Bless the USA," Lee Greenwood's tune, and I think like you just did such a great job on that. Pure emotion. It was coming right from the heart. You could tell. And
wow, where did you see that? I don't know.
It is on YouTube, and I don't know. It looked like someone had a home recording of it. I wanted to be able to play it on here, but I'm not sure as far as licensing goes.
Well,
so
I
appreciate
knowing that. I'll go find it, because there's stuff on YouTube that I don't know how it got there. I didn't put it there. People are amazing to me. They will find, and they have things of mine that I don't know about. Many times it's something I never saw.
Sure, I'll be glad to email you the link if you'd like.
Great,
that.
I wish you would, yeah.
But now, some might remember you made headlines a couple of years back when you hosted a Tea Party rally in front of the Beverly Hills sign. So I was wondering maybe if you could tell us about how the Beverly Hills Tea Party got founded, because that's a pretty, you got to admit that's sort of, other than San Francisco, maybe the last place where you'd think you'd have a Tea Party rally.
You're so right, and it's very simple. I already was very much in sympathy, not only sympathy with the Tea Party concept, but a couple of years earlier I'd written an article for WorldNet Daily calling for, I think I was the first publicly to call for a new Boston Tea Party, That is the thing what led to the American Revolution, where people who were being taxed way beyond anything they wanted to permit for things that they didn't even want. You can almost compare it to the Obamacare situation.
Sure.
Now, but they decided they'd throw all this tea they didn't want, that the British were ramming down their throats and charging them taxation for. It was taxation without representation. So I called for a Boston Tea Party, and then as the Tea Party it took off, a neighbor up the street, a lady named Josephine Rosegno, Italian lady, came down to my front gate and said, "We need a Beverly Hills Tea Party. Would you want to help with it?" I said, "You came to the right place, Josephine." And so together we got some other folks, of course, and we went to the Beverly Hills Police and we booked in front of the sign for that particular day in 2010, and then we did another in 2012, and we had 500 to 600 people from all over Beverly Hills show up. Who knew there were so many people that are conservative? They may even be Democrats politically, but conservative when it comes to fiscal matters and other things. And we had rabbis, we had speaking, we had black ministers, we had a Cuban expatriate who tried to tutor us on not letting America go the way of Cuba, and Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live came in with a ukulele and sang "We've Got a Communist in the White House."
And, another thing on YouTube, I saw clips from that Tea Party rally, and you sang a song that, and again, another one I wanted to find, but I don't think it's been released as a single yet.
It hasn't.
But, I'm an American. You know the one I'm talking about.
I am an American, and I wrote it for the Tea Party, sang it that day the first time. But this 9/11, just, this month, early this month, I went up to Sacramento, state capitol, and there was a big Tea Party event on the steps of the state capitol, and they asked me to come up and speak and sing, and I did. And we were commemorating the 4 martyrs of Benghazi, who were left to just dangle in the wind and die without government, any kind of support from this administration or the military. They were sacrificed, and I sang "I Am an American" there on the steps of the state capitol. That was just a couple weeks ago.
And I'm sure you're aware of Senator Ted Cruz's filibuster. Well, I guess it really wasn't a filibuster, but that he started last night. He went for like 15, 20 hours to protest Obamacare. So I wondered if you had any opinion on that.
I certainly do, because what he is protesting is something that the majority of Americans, this is supposed to be government of, by, and for the people, not by a little team, a little locked in the White House. And it is we the people that are supposed to be calling the shots. And we the people have spoken loud and clear, and we never did want this Obamacare healthcare takeover, and we still don't, and growing numbers. I mean, we're into 60 and 70% disapproval, and yet the administration is determined to ram it through, and will even shut the government down if the legislative branch, which has the purse strings and is supposed to be calling the shots on what we spend money on, but this executive, who never had one moment of business experience in his whole life and doesn't understand economics, and who seems to crave greater and greater debt. That is our debt, not his. And so he's determined that he'll shut the government down if he doesn't get his way, and blame it on the Republicans.
Well, the people in Congress, that Nancy Pelosi said we have to pass the bill before we know what's in it.